taking children into battle, are we? I am not certain I will be able to sleep soundly after beholding something like that.
You're narcoleptic, bitch.
But no, this power is not infinite.
Yeah. There's no point in having him right now because his stuff can't go up any further. Could have Dorothea, because that's stuff to boost. And you can have Yuri. Why not? Ah, that was a big one.
So this is the Red Canyon. Doesn't look red to me. Anyway, let's get things started, Teach. Looks like the thieves have been driven back. That's
Oh, it was
what we
red,
last
but at one
heard.
point the
No
blood
surprise
all
there.
faded away.
The Knights chased us all the way here?
Chief, let's get out of here. There's no way we can win against them.
Shut your dumb mouth! Where would we go at this point? You can't be a thief if you fear death!
I hear there's a back road to the west. How about we may be able to corner the enemy by approaching from both sides. In any case, we need to cross the bridge first. I'll leave the details to you, Teach.
I got this.
Who, me? Who, me? Leave it to me.
Who me couldn't be.
Stay focused.
Ready and willing.
Ready anytime. I stand ready.
Let's get to it.
Plenty more where that came from. This is my first real fight. I guess I'm pretty strong.
Stabby stabby.
Magnificent. It is a noble's duty to guard the welfare of the people. Nothing personal.
Yeah, thanks.
Man, couldn't quite eke out that level, huh? Forward here.
Gotta do it.
D. you got attacked twice, huh?
You underestimated me. A precious opportunity to test my own.
He's getting kind of hammered.
My efforts are paying.
Luck is on my side.
That helps.
What a crappy level.
Who knew? It's hard to be happy about. I'm sorry. I didn't have a choice.
Find some in the chest.
That takes care of that. This is what I've trained for.
She's about to get attacked again twice again, isn't she?
We stole this treasure. It's all ours. There's no way we're gonna give it up to some knights.
Let's think carefully.
Oh, he's gonna battalion attack me. Ambit. Fail miserably.
Predictable.
So this is what.
Oh yeah, what a good time to critical.
Please forgive me, goddess.
Athea leveled up. Yay.
Well, like what. Apologies.
Claude hasn't gotten a kill yet to get his line off.
Never underestimate an outsider. We were taken by surprise last time, but
Another
See all the
one
lines
down.
from them getting kills.
I'm aiming.
that helps.
Hey, it's Dark Raiden. How you doing? How'd your Bloodborne go? Man,
You know, the next set of monsters is gonna give it to me, but that means we'll have to deploy.
the battalion. When you got hit. Hate getting hit by those. Get punched a bunch.
Won that. Sorry.
Doing pretty good, just doing the first mission here. I got my stupid sexy Byleth here. His Sothis regalia. Because why not?
You were outmatched.
Gonna nuke that guy, I guess.
Aha.
Want her to get this kill. Apparently, she is unable to get said kill. Her up. Lower so he can off.
I get things done.
Well, sadly, I'm playing on, whatchamacallit, casual, because I don't care. Lawrence kind of can't die. No one can die. Now, you could flank, but it takes forever. Ah. And no one's getting in attack range. I guess Lawrence is, so he can take the attack.
Nobles must be strong.
Well, that's a decent level, at least. Gotta love those. Get axed.
Sorry, did I hurt you?
You did more than hurt him, Hilda.
I think. Yeah. I was planning to just sit back and watch, but hey, I got one.
Hey, Archer, I guess. I missed. E. Want to decimate the guy. Hey, I've already beaten it, so whatever.
That takes care of that.
You know, you got this ability, it's, you know, kind of pointless.
You underestimated me. I don't have time for fail.
She got more magic, you know, because he's a mini nuke. Boss strategy. Just stand there and let them surround you. That is kind of funny. E+.
I think. Hey.
Okay. What do I want to kill this guy with?
It can't be. The mercenary from before? So what now? You're pals with the knights? I'll kill you and your pesky brats.
Like to see you try. Wow, he just missed with a 91%.
I'm not setting a very good example.
Claude, you can finish him off.
Spoiled little noble. Just die like a good little rich kid.
Being noble has nothing to do with who you are as a person or how hard your life is. Your logic is illogical.
Added whose voice back?
I should have never listened to that idiot.
I know they changed the guy that voiced Byleth because his original voice actor got into some... I don't know the full details, but nothing good.
Progress suits me well. Those thieves ran out of luck when they entered this canyon. They never had a chance. Your leadership was amazing, Teach. Let's leave the rest of this work to the knights.
Yoni got MVP, huh? maxed out. Place. Question mark.
I wonder why it is that you recall this place. You must be weak of heart. Each time I speak, it scares you so.
Yeah, like I said, I think because his original voice actor got in, I think it was sexual harassment trouble.
Although the battle's at an end, do not feel too at ease. Well, anyhow, I am quite fascinated by this place. As far as I can tell, this is your first time here.
Been here before, Sothis?
Here? I dare say it would be impossible to have forgotten such a place as this.
You forgot your name when I first met you.
I am unsure. Beyond the name and this strange feeling of familiarity, I can't seem to remember anything about this place. And yet, a great depth of emotions tied to that sense of familiarity. Like joy and sorrow, pain and love, and all things in between. If I was somehow here before, I wonder what took place.
A massacre? That's why it's called the Red Canyon?
We should get back to the academy.
It is time to depart. But know that time reveals all things. One day I will remember that which I have lost. Oh, by the way, it seems you've earned my gratitude. The thieves who came here are no more.
Where are you?
I'm not sure myself, yet I am grateful all the same. In any case, you must become accustomed to my voice. If you fall down with shock each time I speak, that just won't do. Oh, you think you're standing strong? Of course you are. It was a jest.
Hey, Teach. On the way back, you seemed transfixed by the canyon. Did something happen there?
Actually.
It seemed familiar to you? Huh. Can't say the same. Maybe it's a memory from when you were a child, or from a past life. Anyway, if you can't remember, I guess
Past
there's
life.
really much more to be said. Although, I'll admit, there is something about that canyon that has me captivated as well. How did Zanado come to be called the Red Canyon? Nothing there was actually red.
Like I said, blood stains disappear after a while.
So you have safely disposed of those bandits. I pray that their souls find salvation. But why did they target the students to begin with? We must further investigate the true cause of all that took place. Until we know more, I ask that you support the students and relieve them of any unnecessary worry.
All that I can.
Good. I have high expectations for you.
Yeah, I get to be nice to you this playthrough because I'm not going against you.
Zanado? Legend has it, in ancient times, a goddess alighted upon this world in that very canyon. For a goddess from the heavens, Zanado could only have been a temporary haven.
Temporary haven?
Long ago, the divine Saros received a revelation from the goddess. A gift to help guide the lost. The goddess is always watching over Fodlan from her kingdom above.
So this is an actual picture of the desert. They just slapped some drawings onto.
And offered salvation to the people here. She is the mother of all life, the arbiter of every soul.
Father never told me.
I see. During your time here, I pray that you come to devote yourself to the teachings of Seros.
Lady Rhea, I am sorry to interrupt. There is something I must ask about in regard to those bandits.
As you wish. We shall continue.
I got to meet Rhea's voice actor not too long ago. Got the thing signed by her.
I have
And Cyril.
no memory of her. But then, I have no memory at all. Oh, how bothersome. It is as though I know, and yet I don't. Perhaps Zanado was my home back when the goddess walked the land.
Yes, when you walk the land as the goddess.
What does that make me now? A ghost?
I don't know.
No, that cannot be. I am most certainly alive. Perhaps some past regret is stopping me from moving on, and now I'm forced to stay with you instead. No, that's not it. I can't believe in such a meaningless existence.
And your narcolepsy's kicking in. Brain effects.
Part 1. White Clouds. Garland Moon. Mutiny in the Mist. When the warm winds blow from the sea to the south of Adrestia, residents of Fodlan know that the rainy season is upon them. Before the heavy rains take their toll, young women hurry to pick the last of the white roses. The ivory buds are woven into garlands and given as gifts to close friends or potential lovers.
These little between mission things are always cool little portraits. New places to explore in the monastery.
Professor, I have a new mission for your students.
We have received reports that Lord Zanado has rallied troops against the Holy Church of Seros.
Why would he do that?
Lord Zanado is a minor lord of the kingdom. He's been showing hostility toward the church for some time now.
Ever since the church killed his son.
A vanguard unit from the Knights of Seros is already on its way to his stronghold, Castle Gaspar. Lord Zanado's army is nothing compared to the Knights. It is quite possible the rebellion has already been suppressed.
Oh, then this wouldn't be a mission, would it?
I would like for your class to travel with the Knights' rear guard to deal with the aftermath.
War zones are unpredictable. We do not expect you will have cause to battle, but be prepared for the worst.
Video game, so the worst will happen. Got it.
Excuse me. You sent for me, Lady Rhea?
This is Catherine. She will be leading the knights whom you will be accompanying.
Nice to meet you. We've heard a lot about you. If you need anything, just ask.
She is one of our bravest knights, and that is no small feat. Only an exceptional few have what it takes to join the Knights of Seros. This mission should prove useful in demonstrating to the students how foolish it would be to ever turn their blades on the church.
Very foolish indeed. Sylvains! Sure, I'll give him flowers. I don't feel like dealing with this, so I'm just gonna unlock those and be lazy. I turned him into my dancer once, I guess. Her be my dancer before. There she is.
Spent quite some time in here. Do you not know that we have not a moment left to waste?
To listen more
We
intently.
must try harder from now on.
A lot of support conversations to listen to. Yeah, it is kind of too bad.
Ah! Claude! Why didn't you say anything?
Because it was funnier to do
Praying
that.
so fervently, I didn't want to interrupt.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I wasn't praying.
No? What then?
I was just thinking about the goddess.
Were you now? Fascinating. Please, go on.
Not here. Let's go somewhere else.
So, you were pondering the existence of the goddess then?
Yes. All right, consider this. The archives here have all kinds of texts about the goddess, right? But when people tell stories of the goddess, it's only myths and legends that glorify her.
They probably hope to rake in more followers by glorifying the goddess as much as possible. That would be why the church tends to quietly shove all of their more questionable records under some secret rug somewhere.
Claude, don't put words in my mouth. That's not what I said.
But it's what you were
I was
implying.
just wondering what the goddess looks like. That's the kind of thing I like to think about.
What the goddess looks like? Well, I suppose if she really exists, she probably looks a lot like us. In fact,
Looks kinda like
she
what your
probably
teacher
wouldn't be
wears.
So different from that old woman working here in the dining hall.
What? Claude, please stop. The goddess I imagine is absolutely beautiful.
How rude of you, Ignatz. I'm sure that old woman was lovely back in her day.
And I have never heard this one before, because this is the first time I've done this playthrough since I'm a DLC
Hey,
character.
Claude. Care to pick up where we left off? I got some time to kill.
You'll have to kill time on your own, I'm afraid. My calendar's full at the moment.
Ah, don't be like that. You're not afraid I'm gonna expose your true identity, are you? I would never. Besides, my own bloodline isn't so lofty that I can get away with something like that.
I bet your father would just love to hear you say that. And the Albrecht family is from a distinguished noble house, so I'm not sure what you mean.
Not as distinguished as you would think. And my mom wasn't born a noble.
Ah, the plot thickens. So, your mother was a commoner then?
In a sense, but it's complicated. Listen up, and I'll tell you a little story. You know Kupala, yeah? Those folks have been living in the mountains of Fodlan's throat for ages.
I know it well. Tales of that place were carried on the wind to where I grew up. Here's my favorite. In a land surrounded by tall mountains, untouched by civilization, lies a hidden village. The people who live there, the mystical Kupala tribe. They say that an ancient and powerful bloodline runs through their veins to this very day. Don't try to find them, people say, or you're liable to get hexed. Or so the tale goes. That part was probably added to spice up the story a bit, but even so, they're certainly a mysterious lot.
They don't leave their homeland too often, so it's only
Probably
natural
could dark right
to
in.
rise.
This wouldn't get as powerful, but it's probably doable.
Kupala princess or something?
Not a princess, but she was born and raised there. She left, got lost, and was rescued. By my dad. Ah, he fell head over heels for her. Made her his wife. That's when her troubles really started.
You were born.
Father tell anyone where she was from?
Of course not. But it didn't matter. She was still a stranger of questionable lineage. The family treated her horribly. That eventually led to them splitting up and my dad remarrying.
That's not an uncommon circumstance for a noble house. Where is she now?
With nowhere else to turn, she went back to Kupala, even though my pops tried to convince her to stay.
I'm guessing you two left for much the same reason. Too hard to put up with the foul treatment, right?
That's part of it. If my mom had been Fodlan nobility, my life would have been very different. So, what do you think? Did I drum up some empathy? After all, half of your blood comes from...
I hear you, Balthus. Can't say I don't empathize.
Elmira. He was gonna say Elmira.
So you admit it then? I knew I was right about you. My instincts are second to none.
Your instincts, right. Look, if it makes you happy, you just go on believing whatever you want.
I'll do just that. Say, Claude, it'd be a shame if your true identity was exposed, yeah? Real shame. I'm thinking you better... set up a meeting between me and your mom? She was my first crush, after all. I had it bad for her back in the day. I'm still haunted by the fact that I never had the chance to tell her.
That's... bothersome. And that aside, you do know that time didn't exactly stop for her, right?
Not a problem, pal. Age is beauty.
That was an interesting support conversation. Holy hell.
Meat is the best. Veggies and fish are great too, but there's nothing like a good cut of meat.
May I join you?
These first few support conversations go through unlocked real quick.
Looks like you barely grabbed anything.
Please, this amount will suffice for me. There's no need to compare our portions.
No wonder you're so skinny. My little sis eats more than you. Come on, have some of mine. You need it more than I do.
You offer me half-eaten scraps? The nerve! With manners like that, even a nobleman would be an absolute disgrace. Have you no dignity?
You're pretty touchy, huh? It's probably just because you're hungry.
Raphael, please, do you mind? I cannot enjoy the simple pleasure of a meal in these conditions.
Why can't you enjoy your meal? You don't like what's on the menu? You wait here. I'll go to the kitchen and find something tastier for you.
That won't be necessary. Please, just let me eat. In peace. Alone.
I don't think you get it, Lawrence. Nothing goes with a meal better than good company. If leading the
Raphael would be great company.
You should really try eating with other people first.
I'm afraid I fail to see the connection between leadership and dining.
If you want to be a leader, you have to know how to get along with different types of people, right? If you really want to get to know someone, all you have to do is share a meal with them.
Quite the contrary, unfortunately. It seems the more time I spend eating with you, the less likely we are to become friends.
The more you eat with someone, the more you learn about them. Their likes, their dislikes, you know? You might get some of their food that way too. You can eat more and bulk up.
Well, I can put him into line of fire in the next few missions.
Go get seconds.
What an absolute bother. But I suppose he does have a point about observations of character at the dinner table. Hello, Marianne. You're well, I hope?
Let's listen to him some more.
I am, Lawrence. Thank you.
I cannot help but notice you do not look it.
Is that so? I feel fine.
Ellipses. Or ellipses.
Was there something you needed?
How unseemly of me. My apologies. It is not my intention to stare.
Does something about me seem off?
Oh, not at all. I was just remembering your father, or rather, comparing my experience of him to you. Your father, Margrave Edmund. He is one of the shrewdest nobles in all the Alliance, with a noted gift for pointed speech. On and beyond the battlefield, his words have the power to move friend and foe alike. My own father has said he would not want to make an enemy of him. Naturally, I am of the same mind.
His father, Lauren's father, actually shows up in.
Your father is blessed with gifts of confidence and eloquence. Yet compared to him, you seem always reticent and downcast. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cause you discomfort. It's just that the contrast between you and your father is striking.
I have very little in common with my adoptive father.
But he sent you to Garreg Mach. Clearly, he sees potential in you. I think I see it too. Yes, a certain charm, gravitas, if you will. Just like him. Oh.
I can't say that I know too much about him. I should be.
This is one of the better ones, though.
Yes, of course. Please, take care. Oh, such grace, such serenity. How could such a beauty be hiding in plain
Until he
sight?
says that, I guess.
A little polish, she would shine magnificently.
Only 2 more of them for now.
Ah, Lawrence. At it again.
Hello, Hilda. Are you training too? If that's the case, I may have to revise my opinion of you. Increased strength and skill would serve as perfect complements to your beauty and esteemed lineage.
No, I just left something here. I don't share your tireless work ethic. You're quite something. I don't think I've ever seen you take a break.
When the fate of all the Alliance rests on your shoulders, the rigors of training seem paltry by comparison. Besides, when my admirers see that even an individual of my talent possesses a diligent work ethic, it is sure to inspire them.
I see, but I was wondering... Never mind, you're clearly busy.
Oh, is there something you require? What do you need? There is nothing I cannot handle.
Well, the trouble is, I'm no good at fighting. I'm a fragile young lady, not a fearsome warrior.
Everything she just said is a lie.
I want to join the academy, honestly. My brother made me.
Of course. For a delicate flower such as yourself, no doubt battle must present a terrible hardship.
It does. It truly does. So, I was wondering if, in the next training session, you do my fighting for me? I mean, I can put on a tough, I'm actually fighting kind of air, but that's not quite enough on its own.
Please, leave all of the difficulty to me. I shall permit no harm to befall you.
He plays him like a fiddle right here, and it's great.
In that case, I'll focus on giving a convincingly soldierly performance. You know, Lawrence, you're a good guy. Not that I'd have expected anything less from a noble.
With each of your foes that I vanquish, I
Like
shall
Charlie
become
Daniels
ever
plays a
stronger.
goddamn fiddle.
Yes, leave it all to me.
What a guy. And all I had to do was ask. Maybe I'll have a snack.
Ah, Dorothea, your beauty puts even the most pristine flower to shame.
They mentioned wanting to strangle him.
As silver-tongued as ever.
Oh, not at all. I must bid you good day.
I see the rumors are true. What a shame.
Rumors? About me? Whatever do you mean?
Why, that you're always ready to flirt. Unless she's a commoner. Then you'll bid her good day as quickly as possible. Like you did with me just now. Are we so unpleasant to speak to, us commoners?
That is a rather pointed question, but I do happen to have an answer for you. As the heir to House Gloucester, I am in search of a bride of suitable social status. The Alliance isn't fully unified. I require someone who will help bring it together.
I'd think you could find plenty of suitable women, even among the masses.
Do not be so certain. A lady who marries me must be prepared to enter noble society, whether she wishes to or not. It is a complex web of etiquette and expectation, not a world one could easily step into without the proper upbringing. What's more, House Gloucester would hardly see much benefit were I to join myself to the household of a commoner.
Oh, I can imagine. Well, I suppose that means any friendship between you and I is doomed as well.
Isn't that a rather excessive conclusion?
You want someone to birth your house's next generation. I want someone to share my life with.
Does he get slapped in one of them? I think he does.
In your eyes and your heart.
I could be remembering wrong.
However, we're all friends here, aren't we? So I suppose politeness at the very least is in order.
Well, we're done with those for now, at least.
Yes! Time for food. Hey, Ignatz! Is this seat taken?
Oh, hey, Raphael. I'm done eating, so you can sit here if you like.
Really? But there's still food on your plate.
It's fine. I'm not that hungry. Anyway, I guess I'll be heading off.
Oh, okay. Hey, Ignatz! Want to train with me?
Oh my, that equipment's looking rusty. Let me fetch some oil.
What's the matter? It always looks like that. Come on, we'll take care of it later.
Nope, you have to do it as soon as you notice. There's oil in the warehouse. I'll be right back.
Hey, Ignatz.
Remember once I saw a picture someone slapped Lawrence's haircut on top of a bottle of Hellman's mayonnaise.
I need to talk to you.
It was hilarious.
No, that's... Oh, almost forgot. It's time to return this book to the library. I'll just...
Hey, hold on. Are you seriously gonna keep running away from me?
Ignatz is ignoring you.
Running?
Yes, you are.
I'm speed walking.
I try to talk to you. You make up some excuse and run. What's going on? You were a lot friendlier to me when we were kids. You were always so excited to show me all the neat stuff you had whenever I came to visit. We'd play hide and seek with my little sis, draw pictures, and do other fun stuff too. Remember all that?
Things can't be the way they were. It's regrettable, but it's the truth.
Regrettable? What's there to regret?
I mean, you know, what happened to your parents. My parents are the reason your parents died.
What are you talking about? My parents died in an accident while traveling for work.
Maybe so, but they were taking over for mine, because they had other business that day and couldn't go themselves. So, they recommended yours to fill in for them.
Huh. I didn't know that. But what does that have to do with our friendship?
No, but see,
Oh, I see. But we're done talking about this. You gotta stop beating yourself up over it. It was an accident.
Nothing to do with you.
He's just putting on a brave face. No one is that forgiving.
Isithia and Marianne.
Oh, Marianne, there you are. Lysithia, what's all this commotion? What's happening? There's been an accident at the training grounds. A spell gone amok. Come on, we need all the help we can get over there. Oh no, but I don't know how We could really use your help before things get out of hand. Come on, hurry! I don't think I would be much help. Oh, for the goddess's sake! You won't know unless you try, will you? Don't decide you're of no use without even giving it a shot. Fine then. Forget it. I'll go on my own. You can just stand here and stare at the wall. I'm sorry. I can't do anything right. Oh. Perhaps I took it too far.
Yeah, there's some deep-seated issues with her.
Marianne, do you have a minute? Listen, I'm sorry about all the stuff I said earlier. The situation was urgent, and I'll admit I wasn't thinking clearly. I shouldn't have been so callous. I hurt your feelings, didn't I? No, it's fine. I'm the one to blame. Huh? But hey, are you sure you're all... I'm the one who should apologize. All I did was get in your way. You would have made it to the training grounds much sooner if I hadn't slowed you down. Huh? Wait a second. It's all my fault. It's always my fault. The accident was probably my fault too. You're being so... negative. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, kind of emotionally abused by her father. Messed her up pretty good. Hilda.
Why do I have to clean the library? It looks like you're not busy. I was quite busy sampling pastries, I'll have you know.
Ellipses.
Who wants to sort books anyway? They're so bulky and heavy, it takes forever to lug them around.
Ellipses.
Right, Marianne? You agree with me, right? No, I don't mind it. Oh, you like cleaning then? I will say you look like someone who'd be good at it. Well... In that case, it's all yours. I'd only slow you down if I'm being honest. As I always say, if you want something done right, let someone else do it themselves.
Says that?
Right.
I don't think anyone but you says that.
I'll leave all this in your capable hands. Hey, Marianne, are you? Whoa, what happened? This place looks even worse than before. I didn't realize that was possible. I'm sorry, Hilda. I just didn't know the best way to organize the books while sorting. Oh, well, no way around it, I suppose. I'll show you how it's done. First, you have to decide where you'll put each topic. Then, all of the books that don't match that topic, remove them from the section. When you remove them, you need a temporary place to put them. Let's put books on magic here, books on swordsmanship here. Once you've done that, you just put the books back in their section.
And she's making her do work. Good job, Marianne.
Wow, Hilda, that was incredible. Yeah, what kind praise. Looks like in the end, I'm doing this whole thing on my own, Sorry. The least I can do is help you put them back on the shelf.
That's all my support's done. Any blue thing.
Catherine,
Felix.
Her skill is impressive, I'll admit. But I think she's hiding something. You should spar with her. She's strong. Stronger than you are, I'd bet.
Any blue thing. Any blue thing.
Here to train? You really are as hardworking as they say.
But I'm a force of nature.
Maybe the gossip's wrong. Hardworking people usually don't like to make a big fuss about it.
Something about this situation doesn't feel right. Why would a minor lord raise an army against a foe he cannot possibly hope to defeat?
Lord Lamato must know that his efforts are futile, yet he can't help but fight. If I were in that situation,
Who are those four girls?
it took to ensure victory.
I'm assuming Bernie and Marianne. Who are the other two?
I'm studying here so I can be the best there is, just like Captain Gerald. Do you think I've got it in me to be a top-tier mercenary, Professor? I'm going to
How
work
hard
a
you
lot
work.
harder than all the fancy nobles around here, I can tell.
Been playing 3 Hopes off stream. You don't toggle run, not hold it.
I heard about your class's assignment, by the way. Good luck subduing those treasonous nobles.
Who has quest? A quest.
First that bandit business, and now a noble rebellion? Well, if we're just going to tie up loose ends, at least it'll be pretty safe. I don't mind stretching my legs for this one. And if Catherine's going too, there's a good chance we'll get a look at her relic in action. Can I ask you a favor?
Information about the Abyss.
Right.
You have quest.
I've heard whispers about Lord Lonato. They say he's a very kind and gentle lord. Why would such a kind man suddenly raise an army? Oh, Professor, you were working late last night, weren't you? A ghost might rise up from the well to get you if you stay up too late. Or so I'm told. I have a favor to ask of you.
Sure.
To be honest, I felt a bit lost here at the monastery. At a loss for what to do. Thankfully, a sweet young girl reached out and offered her help. I believe she's Sedith's little sister.
Yes, little sister. We'll go with little sister. To do.
Best be on your guard.
Always such words of wisdom from him.
Fargus lost its king. There were many rebellions. It is likely that Lord Lonato's provocations are related. How frustrating that I am too young to take the throne. Rendered powerless by age. If the throne is vacant much longer, the kingdom will fall to ruin.
I've already recruited, the Abyss people and Dorothea, and I'm trying to recruit Ingrid. I'm not doing anything more than that. Shiny blue thing. Shiny blue thing.
Professor, have you seen Felix around? I swear, as soon as you take your eyes off him, poof, he's gone.
I saw him at the training ground.
Of course he's there. Sorry for bothering you, Professor. Thanks.
On, Snail. Go up this way then.
Hello.
Yeah, it makes it more fun so you can actually fight them.
About this month's assignment, raising an army against the church? Really? Though it looks like we won't be fighting, it's still quite unsettling. My understanding is that it will all be subdued rather quickly.
Whatever you say.